Good morning. This is Mohammad Suleiman, Assistant Professor of Commerce, working at MVS Government Degree College, Autonomous, Mehboob Nagar. Today, let us learn about copyrights. Copyrights are intellectual property rights and gives owner the right in respect of reproduction, publication, and performance of various new things that they have prepared, like writings, music, and so on. So, in order to learn all these things, let us see the objectives of today's lesson. The objectives of today's lesson are: first, we will be seeing about the introduction to the topic, that is copyrights. Then, we'll be learning about the meaning of copyrights. Then, we'll be seeing various definitions provided in the Act related to the copyrights, and we will see the procedure of registration of copyright. Then we will see how ownership of copyright is given. Then we will move on to the process of assignment of copyrights, and later on we will see various types of licenses that are given in copyrights, and we will be learning about infringement of copyrights and remedies thereon. So let us move on fast and see all these things one by one. As mentioned earlier, copyright is an intellectual property and it gives the owner an exclusive right in respect of the reproduction, publication, performance, and communication to the public of the work, and enables the owner to derive financial benefits by exercising such rights. So we can imagine a situation in which a person may compose a song, or he may write a book, or he may prepare a movie. In such a case, the persons who do a lot of effort and put a lot of their strength and energy and knowledge in developing all these things are considered to be most precious, and in order to protect all these things, proper laws are required. Proper laws are required, and for that purpose only the Copyright Act has been prepared. As copyright is an intellectual property, it gives the owner the right in respect of reproducing or publication or the performance of all these things at his will, and it enables the owner to derive some financial benefits by exercising such rights. As a right is a protected one, it is the real owner or the first owner who will get the benefit out of it. And if it is violated, if there is some violation of copyright, then it will be dealt properly according to the provisions of the Act. Therefore, copyright is an important right. If we go back to the history of the copyrights, how Copyrights Act has evolved and all these things, we have to go back to the olden days. In olden days, people like artists, musicians, and great writers used to prepare their works or write their articles or books just for name and fame and recognition, but not for the purpose of earning a livelihood. In those times, there was no question of talking about copyrights. But later on, after the instruments or machines of printing or reproducing the material have been invented, it was easy for anyone to copy the original thing. The first publication into many copies. For example, a book written by a scientist or a book written by a great mathematician can be copied into hundreds or thousands of copies if he has a copier machine or if he has a printing press with him. So in order to avoid all these things and in order to protect the original writings of the first owner, there was a need felt to enact one act for all these things, that is for musical writings or some books or any other things like creating some artist type of works. So for that purpose, the first Copyright Act was passed in the year 1709, and later on it was amended from time to time. In India, the first legislation of copyright, that is the Indian Copyright Act, was passed in the year 1914, and which was mainly based on the United Kingdom Copyright Act of 1911. So later on, after the passing of trade-related intellectual property rights (TRIPS), it has become that is the act has been thoroughly revised in the year 1994 by incorporating the major changes of protecting the rights of the real owners of the new writings and music and all those things. Then the act has gained special significance in view of the General Agreement on Trade and Tariffs, which led to the establishment of World Trade Organization on 1/1/1995. And India ratified the WTO agreement in December 1994 and thus became a party relating to trade-related intellectual property rights. Therefore, the history of enactment of Copyright Act is very old, and it has gained special significance with the enactment of trade-related intellectual property rights. Now let us move on and see the meaning of copyright. What is the actual meaning of copyright and how we can understand it? So according to section 14, copyright means the exclusive right subject to the provisions of this act to do so or authorize the doing of the following acts. So copyright is nothing but it is an exclusive right. It is a full right subject to the provisions of the act to do so. A person can do it or a person can take it and or authorize some other person whom he wishes to do so for doing the following works or activities. First one, literary, then dramatic or musical work. So if a person writes a book, he can authorize some publisher or he can allow some publisher to print the book in his name within proper agreement or with a proper understanding. Or if a person prepares a drama, then he can do on his own or he can authorize some other person to perform it or to translate it or to write it. Or it could be a musical work also. If a person composes some music, then it is his exclusive right to perform it or to release it in the form of a recording or to authorize some other person to do it or release it in the form of a recording. So it could be some computer program also. If a person prepares a new computer program, then the exclusive right that rests with him is he can be the sole owner having copyright of that computer program that he has prepared newly, or he can have a tie-up or understanding with some company which has a worldwide network for the purpose of providing that computer program at a agreed fees, or it could be some artistic work also. It could be some work prepared by some famous artist. So it could be an artistic work wherein he may authorize some other person to take up, or it could be a cinematograph film also. So a film produced by some person like a producer, wherein having exclusive right under this act, he may authorize some other person or some distributor to purchase the rights, limited rights at an agreed price. And sometimes it could be a sound recording also, a sound recording wherein the person who has actually recorded that sound originally may allow some other person to copy it or to reproduce it in some other manner, in some other medium or mode, by paying some fees. So all these things together, when are allowed by an exclusive right or by a limited right by the authorized persons, are called copyrights. So this is the meaning of copyright. Now let us move on and see the various definitions provided under the act related to copyrights. There are many definitions given under the Copyrights Act 1957, but a few important definitions have been collected, and the important definitions are one is regarding artistic work, and one is regarding the author, and one is regarding broadcast. What is a broadcast actually? And cinematograph film. Then we have a composer. Then we have copyright society, dramatic work, exclusive license, literary work, musical work. So let us see one by one what is meant by all these terms. So we have, so first let us see what is artistic work. Artistic work could be a painting, it could be a sculpture, it could be a drawing also, including a map prepared by one person, or it could be a chart, it could be any other diagram prepared by him, or a photograph also. If a person draws a photograph also, it could be called as an artistic work which has some special quality, or it could be an architectural work also. So under this act, all these things are included in the artistic work or any other important work which has some quality of artistic craftsmanship. So all these things are included under section 2 of the Copyrights Act. Then we will talk about author. Who is an author here? Author means a person who is in relation to a literary or dramatic work, or who has prepared something or written something, and hence he is called author of that particular work. Then we have some other person who is in relation to the musical work. Sometimes it could be a composer also, who has composed the music actually, or it could be a person who has prepared a photograph, or who has drawn a photograph, or in simple terms it could be a painting also. Then it could be a person who has produced a film, in case of a cinematograph. So it is a producer who is called author there. And it could be any person in relation to the literary, dramatic works and other related computer generated works. So all these persons are included in the definition of author under the Copyrights Act. Then we have one term called broadcast. So now let us see what is actually broadcast means. So it means communication to the public. So broadcast can be understood as a communication to the public by any means. By any means, that is sometimes in case of a wireless mode also. By wireless mode also broadcast can happen, whether in one form or in multiple forms. In multiple forms it could be a signal, it could be an image and signal, it could be a sound, sign and visual images also in some cases. So all these things put together are called as broadcasts. And sometimes it could be only through a wire, or sometimes it may include a rebroadcast also. It could be it could be like broadcasting again or relaying again once again, which was already earlier broadcasted. Therefore, broadcast means a communication to the public in any form. Then we have cinematograph film. Cinematograph film means any work of recording that is in the visual form on any medium produced through a process from which images keep on moving and produced by a person, and includes a sound recording also altogether with the moving images. So just like a movie that we see in the television or on the screen of a theater, that it has some moving images accompanied with sound, therefore it is called cinematograph. And it includes all the works, recording of sounds, recording of signals, that is analog signals, and it includes video films also. So when all these things are put together, it is called a cinematograph film. Then we have one more definition for composer. Composer in relation to musical work means the person who composes the work. For example, if Mr. X is composing the music, then Mr. X is the composer. And it is a person who composes the music regardless whether he records it in any form or not. So composing is done by that person and he is called a composer. Then we have one more thing that is called Copyrights Society. Copyright Society is a society registered under the sections of Copyrights Act exclusively for the purpose of protecting the copyrights. Therefore, that is the Copyright Society. It is a society registered under the subsection 3 of the Copyrights Act. Then we have dramatic work. So dramatic work includes any work like choreographic work, any creation in the form of a show for entertainment. It may include a dumb show also sometimes, and the arrangement of various artists and their acting, which is written or fixed already by some writer, their dialogues, their works, and the various scenes and the arrangement of various scenes done in a proper manner, and does not include cinematograph film. If it is to be said as cinematograph film, it should have some moving images, visual images accompanied with sound. But here it is a choreographic work or a show prepared like a dumb show, wherein there is a series of arrangement of acting. It is an arrangement of acting, form of which is fixed by a writer. Therefore, it is called dramatic work or drama. But this does not include the cinematograph film. It does not include the cinematograph film. Therefore, it is called a dramatic one. Then we have one more term called exclusive license. Exclusive license means a license which confers on the licensee or the persons authorized by him. It could be any other person that is authorized by the original owner to all the exclusions of some other persons, any form of right, giving a right in the form of a copyright in a work and authorizing him to use the piece of work or the writing or drama or computer program prepared by him. Therefore, exclusive license is a license given which confers a right on the licensee or on any other person authorized by the licensee. Then we have one more thing called literary work. Literary work includes computer programs, tables, compilations, including various programs or databases in the computer. Then we have one more thing called musical work. Musical work means a work consisting of music. All those things which consist of the music is called musical work, and any graphical notation of such work. Any graphical notation of such work but does not include any words or action. But does not include any words or any action and is having only music is called musical work. Apart from this, we have different types of definitions like photograph, like plate, like any other thing like delivery or work of architecture and all. All these things are covered under the definitions given by the Act. Having seen the definitions, now let us move on and see the works where the copyright actually is given. So it can be seen. So it can be seen that copyright is given in different types of works. That is original literary, dramatic, musical, and artistic works, and also to cinematograph films, sound recordings also. So copyright shall not exist with some conditions. So unless and until some conditions are satisfied, copyright cannot be given. For example, if it is a publication, so if it is a matter of publication, the publisher shall be in India, or where the work is published outside India. Sometimes it may happen that the work is published outside India also. So in such a case, there are some conditions. If he is outside India also, the author shall be a citizen of India. If he is no more, or if the work has come for publication or applying for copyright after his death also, at the time of the death of the author, he shall be having Indian citizenship. Then only the copyright can be given to him. Or in case of an unpublished work, wherein the author at the date of making such an application shall be a citizen of India or domiciled in India, then only the copyright can be given to him. Or in case of a joint work, they have to fulfill the conditions as laid down by the Copyright Act. And copyright shall not exist in some cases. In any cinematograph film, if it is a substantial part of a film, which has come from infringement of others' copyrights, then in such a case copyright shall not be given. So in simple terms, copyright will not be given to some works that have come from infringement of rights. So therefore it can be followed that copyright exists in expression and not in ideas. So after the work has been prepared, after the output is ready, after the writing or music is ready, then only copyrights can be given. Therefore, it protects all literary and artistic works. It protects all literary and artistic works, and it provides a cover or protection to creativity of the authors, such as their writings, and it includes the scientific and technical knowledge and ideas or texts prepared by the authors, maybe in the form of computer programs or any other database developed by them. Therefore, the persons who produce original literary, dramatic, musical, and artistic works are the persons who produce cinematograph films, and the persons who compose sound recordings can apply for copyrights in order to ensure that no other person violates or goes beyond the existing rules by making harm to them or bringing financial loss to them. So now let us see how the registration of copyrights will happen. So the important point that we have to note here is registration of copyright is not mandatory. So registration of copyrights is optional. So when a person wants to register his copyright, he can go for registering his copyright. And when a person does not want to register his copyright, he may not go for applying for it. But registration of copyright is made optional. So the main benefit of registration is that it gives a prima facie evidence in favor of the person claiming the copyright. If there is a dispute between two persons regarding the claiming of ownership of one literary work, let us assume. So in such a case, if one person goes for registration of the copyright, the main evidence or prima facie evidence will be the copyright explaining in favor of the person who is the genuine person or who is the first owner of the literary work. Therefore, register of copyrights is maintained by every office of copyrights by the authorized competent authority, and they shall keep a register the copyright as office in the prescribed format, and it is called as register of copyrights. Register of copyrights, wherein the names, titles, and works of different persons or people who have been identified as authors or publishers or owners of the copyrights are entered. Therefore, the registration of copyright is optional, and the act does not deprive the author of the right conferred by this act. And the main benefit that the author derives here by applying for copyright is evidence in his favor. Therefore, a person who is ready or who is willing to get a copyright may register his copyright by applying in the registrar's office, that is registrar of copyrights, by filling form number 4 prescribed for the purpose of registration of copyrights. Then we have entries in the register of copyrights. The author or publisher or the owner of the literary work who has applied for copyright will get his name entered in the register of copyrights, and the name will be entered in the appropriate column in the register of copyrights, and the register of copyrights is kept ready for the verification purpose, and it is open to inspection, and any person who is interested or any person who is authorized can take a copies or make extracts from the register of copyrights, and sometimes some fees may be charged by the competent authority for giving extracts of the register of copyrights, and allowing them to take the extracts from the register. Therefore, in case of any dispute, the register of copyrights will become the evidence prima facie for the purpose of deciding regarding the original owner. And further, there is a possibility of correction of entries in the register of copyrights also. The registrar of copyrights may allow to alter or amend the entries made in the register of copyrights on some reasons. For example, correction of any error in the name or address or particulars of a person. So all these things can be altered as and when permitted by the registrar of copyrights, and correcting any other error which may have arisen due to omissions also. Sometimes there may be some omissions while writing the names, addresses, or any other personal particulars of the person applying for copyrights. So all these things can be corrected in the register of copyrights. And rectification of register by copyrights board is also allowed. The copyrights board, after receiving the application from registrar of copyrights or any person aggrieved, shall order the rectification of register of copyrights. This is also possible. And all the entries in the register of copyrights are to be published. So every entry made in the register of copyrights or the particulars of any work entered as per the section 45, and the correction of every entry made in the register under the section 49, and every rectification ordered as per the section 50 shall be published by the register of copyrights in the official gazette, or in such a manner wherein the new developments or all the developments that have been mentioned here are published on a regular basis. Therefore, registration of copyrights is optional, and it provides the benefit of evidence favoring the person who has actually claimed it. This is regarding the benefits that a person may get after getting his copyright registered. Now let us talk about the ownership of copyright. The ownership of copyright belongs exclusively to the author of the work. There is no doubt in this. So the author of the particular work will get the exclusive rights as a owner of the work concerned, and the author has been defined earlier, that is according to section 2 of D, that has been defined in the definitions column earlier. And however, in some cases the definition of author does not cover few persons or few different types of works. So let us see some of them. For example, proprietor of newspaper or magazines. A proprietor of newspaper or magazines will be the owner if the author of literary dramatic work is in his employment. Otherwise, he shall not be the owner. Then, a person engaging a photographer or a drama director or a commercial artist for agreed consideration. If agreed consideration is given, then he will be the owner, otherwise he is not. Or in case of government work, the government is the first owner. The person working under the government service is not the first owner, but the government is the first owner. Therefore, all these things are conditions, and author shall not be the owner in the following cases mentioned. In the cases mentioned earlier. Therefore, the ownership of copyright belongs to the author of the work concerned. Maybe it is a literary work, it could be a musical compose, or it could be a drama, or it could be a computer program, or it could be a cinematograph film also. So now let us see the process of assignment of copyrights. So first of all, we have to know what is assignment. So assignment means transfer of ownership. So in simple terms, it is nothing but transfer of ownership, and copyright being a personal property and a movable property is being capable of transfer from one person to another person through the process of assignment. So assignment can be done either wholly or partially, and copyright can be given on a whole basis, that is 100%, that is full rights, or it could be given partially also. But the important thing here is assignment must be done in writing, and it must be stamped according to the provisions of the Indian Stamp Act, and the period of assignment shall also be mentioned. So how much time is given, or what is the period of assignment? Is it for 6 months? Is it for 1 year? Is it for 2 years? So in some cases, if period of assignment is not stated, then it shall be for a period of 5 years. Therefore, if the term is not mentioned, the assignment shall be for a period of 5 years from the date of actual assignment. So after assignment, the assignee of the copyright becomes entitled or will get a right to the balance of rights that he has got, and the assignment shall be in writing and duly signed by the owner, or duly signed by the copyright owner, specifically stating the rights assigned, and the rights assigned must be clearly mentioned, and the duration, and in some cases the territorial extent may also be given. For example, a copyright owner at international level may give copyrights in every country to one different assignee. Then in such a case, he has to mention the territory or the country in which the assignee has got the rights or the copyrights. So in such a case, the royalty payable and the period of assignment shall also be clearly mentioned, wherein the assignee will get the rights for that particular period and the particular territory for taking up the work assigned. And in some cases it may happen that people may relinquish the copyrights also. So sometimes it is possible a person who has got a copyright may come forward for relinquishing the rights that he has got in the form of copyrights. So it may happen on a whole basis, or sometimes it may happen on a partial basis. So in such a case, the owner of the copyright has to give a notice to the Register of Copyrights in writing mentioning the relinquishment of copyrights. So such a notice will be published in the official gazette by the Registrar of Copyrights, and the relinquishment of all or any of the rights comprised in the copyright shall not affect the right given in favor of any other person as on date that is mentioned in the notice. So the date of relinquishment here is important. Now let us see again the licenses that are given uh, in the form of copyrights. So if we see the concept of licenses here, a license is nothing but it is a written permission whereby licensee acquires an equitable right. So he acquires an equitable right for the purpose of using the copyrights. Section 30 to 32 deals with the copyright licenses, and a license is nothing but it is a transfer of beneficial interest to a limited extent, whereby the transferee acquires an equitable right only in the copyright. So it enables a person to do an act lawfully, that is legally, without which license is unlawful. Therefore, it is a written permission. It is a written permission which provides an equitable right to the licensee. So the licenses are of two types under the Copyrights Act. That is, one, licenses granted by the owner, and second one, licenses granted by compulsion. So licenses granted by owner are dealt under section 30. So if the owner wishes to grant a license to any person at his interest, may grant a right in the form of license in writing, signed by him, and he may give the right to the authorized agent regarding the work that he has already prepared. It could be a license for future works also. If the license is regarding the future work, it can be given at the option of the owner or the copyright owner, and which comes into existence only when the work is complete. And sometimes license can be full and license can be partial also. Therefore, the provisions regarding the license has to be read carefully before granting the license. And sometimes it could be a license granted by compulsion also. So if the owner of the copyright in the work refuses to publish, or sometimes allowed to perform in public, or refuses to allow communication to the public, then in such a case the copyright board may order a registrar of copyrights to grant a compulsory license to the complainant. So the copyright board, after giving the owner of copyrights in the work a reasonable time or opportunity to provide his explanation, and after hearing his explanation, you can direct the registrar of copyrights to grant a complainant a license on such terms and conditions as the board deems fit. Therefore, licenses are of two types. One is granted by the owner, and one is license granted by compulsion as directed by the board. Now let us talk about infringement of copyrights. So sometimes it is possible that an act is taken up by some person without authorization from the owner or competent authority under the act. When such a activity or work is taken up without permission of the owner, it is called infringement. So a person is said to commit an infringement where without a license does anything for which the exclusive right conferred upon the owner is, and works without license or earns profit without having a proper license. Then in such a case, the infringement of copyrights is dealt properly, and various provisions regulating the infringement of copyrights provides remedy available to the owner. So the remedies available to the owners are injunction, and he can claim damages, or he can ask a protection of separate rights, and sometimes the author may take up special rights also. Then he has a right to take possession of infringed copies which have been prepared or published without the permission of the first owner or copyright owner, or the matter can be taken up to the court also, which is in the form of a civil remedy. And sometimes it may happen that the original owner can take up the matter to the court requesting for criminal action also. Then in such a case, punishment is given in the form of penalty or in the form of imprisonment also, which could be due to knowing use of infringing copies of computer program, and the police has got power to seize the infringed copies, and penalties for contravention of section 52A of the Copyrights Act. And sometimes if offences are done by companies also, then those are dealt properly, and some criminal proceedings are also taken up. Thank you.